Wack 100 is very upset and let No Jumper know he's not happy about this phone call that No Jumper had with Luce Cannon live on air. Luce Cannon is currently being housed in a Vegas jail. He's waiting to be transferred to Los Angeles County so he can be officially indicted in this Big U RICO. The feds are accusing Luce Cannon of being Big U henchmen who robbed people on behalf of Big U. These are some very serious charges, which is why you won't be surprised to find out how shocked I was when I discovered that Luce Cannon had plans and made arrangements to call in to the No Jumper News. Now, usually when you are facing federal indictment, you usually want to be as quiet as possible, lay low as possible to really figure out exactly which angle the feds are about to hit you from before giving statements or before speaking publicly. But Luce Cannon is right now at a place where he believes he's innocent. He believes he's gonna beat it. He believes the feds is trumping up, these charges, and they have no proof that he did anything wrong. For the most part, from my experience with Luce Cannon, he's always been somebody who came across as very smart. Like he's a thinker, he's a mastermind. So I was surprised that Luce Cannon was calling in so early, but I feel like I was even more surprised at what was discussed live on air. Now, I understand calling in, saying, hey, bro, I'll be home soon, but I was not expecting for them to take a deep dive into the actual case.
Lucy Lou.
You're on the line with Luce Cannon.
Yo, Luce, what's up?
What's up, Flacco?
Nah, this Remo. Flacco not here today. This Remo. What's the word?
Me being the first person he asked for should kind of let you guys know how close me and Luce Cannon is. Before Luce Cannon went to jail, me and Luce Cannon was on the phone 3 times a day, like for at least 6 months. Like that's how close we are. So because we're close, because I got love for Luce Cannon, I would never talk to Luce Cannon publicly on air. On live, I can't do it. We can talk offline, off air, off camera, but I just know Luce Cannon is a firecracker. He's a wild boy. I don't know what he's gonna say, and I can't control it. And God forbid he says something on my show that leads to him receiving more punishment. I wouldn't be able to sleep with myself, But he tapped in. He wanted to tap in. So credit to No Jumper. They didn't push the call. He wanted to call in, but when he called in, the questions were suspect nonetheless. So Luce Cannon is currently locked up on extortion, robbery charges, or at least that's what the federal complaint is alleging. And one of the first things they do is they ask Luce Cannon about somebody accusing him of extortion.
Tokyo Tony basically said that she happy you locked up because she said that you tried to extort her out of 40,000. Or you did get it.
Black China
Okay.
Mama?
Yeah,
Black China
then she
Mama,
changed
yeah.
it and- yeah. Then she changed it and said that I stole it out of her purse or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go to the fact where she didn't even have 40,000. She got mad because she was trying to call me while I was with her daughter, and basically her daughter found out.
Wait, so Tokyo Tony was trying to holler at Smash while you was dealing with Black China?
Yeah. We was all living together, so
word.
she was always upset at that. But then the crazy part about it is when she gets into it, and we were doing my reality TV show, she wanted to come on the TV show and bash China for me.
If this was a regular interview, nothing wrong with the question, nothing wrong with the answer. But it's not a regular interview. Luce Cannon is currently in federal custody. Luce Cannon may have a superseded indictment coming. And this extortion could very well be in that indictment. The feds is still investigating, bro. And let's just say Luce Cannon is charged with the extortion of Tokyo Tony. Now, I believe Luce Cannon is telling the truth, but let's just say this, the feds find information, that Luce Cannon and Tokyo Tony did exchange $40,000. Now, the statement you made on No Jumper while in federal custody that's being recorded as well. Now, that statement is, oh, she's lying about everything. She only wanted to smash me. That's why she's lying about 40,000. So when it does come out that 40,000 was exchanged, and you want to say, oh no, she gave it to me willingly, well, then your defense is sort of handicapped because you already spoke on No Jumper. And even if Luce Cannon wanted to speak on that situation, we understand, man, that sometimes you have to protect people from themselves. And this is one of those situations. But the next question to me is kind of wild. Remo asked Luce Cannon, hey, bruh, Did you see Big U, your co-defendant, video before he turned himself in, accusing 600 of cooperating with the police to get y'all locked up?
What was your thoughts when all right, so before Big U went and turned himself in, he made a video speaking about certain situations, and he said that Christopher Lovejoy was at the house when it got raided, and Christopher Lovejoy and Wack is working with the police. What was your thoughts on that comment he made?
Shit. That's mind blowing right there because shit. That's crazy. I'm talking about that's really, really crazy. I didn't even hear that. And as soon as I walk in here, you know, everybody is talking about it. So it hit the prisons, it hit the streets, it hit everywhere. People know about it. So nobody told me about that. So if that happened, I don't know. It's like fuck 600. You get what I'm saying? Dead homies.
Out of context, not the works clip. In context of in federal custody, facing an indictment. If let's just say, because 600 to me is not cooperating, he was a content creator gathering content, but let's just say he was, because to this day, they probably don't know that, right? So we are asking people now about potential witnesses. Like, is this what? Listen, man. Now, 600 is not a witness. I think he was just getting content. But if the narrative is he's this, then why ask him about this, knowing that he's a co-defendant on the case that y'all are accusing him, or Big U is accusing 600 of cooperating on? I don't know, man. All right. Now, they also asked Luce Cannon about the narrative that he told on himself on the No Jumper podcast. Now, at this particular time, it's unclear whether or not Luce Cannon has read through the entire indictment yet. But based on his answer, it don't really seem like he has fully read the indictment, because he don't know exactly what the feds put in the lawsuit in regards to what he said on the podcast. But when he spoke vaguely, is still saying too much about an open investigation.
I was talking about it.
Yeah, like, all right, and as far as so there's been a lot of speculation going on and stuff where people have been saying that that you tricked yourself going on these podcasts, and how do you feel about everybody running with that narrative, saying that motherfuckers got to just watch what they say on podcasts and shit like that?
Okay, listen, the stuff that was said on the podcast don't have nothing to do with a charge. I have a complaint. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a complaint, it's just hearsay. So when it comes down to the whole situation is who got caught up. Where in the paperwork it says Luce Cannon gets caught up by this and this and this and this, right? They have to use a complaint or whatever like that to pull me in. See, and everybody that used sex trafficking, right? When it came down to the girl Monty,
Trap Kitchen
right?
Monty.
Yeah, all that stuff is sex trafficking. That's something to do. When it came down to a murder that's on the case or whatever like that, don't have nothing to do with Luce Cannon. When they have something to do with gambling and the allegations and stuff, don't have nothing to do with Luce Cannon. You get what I'm saying? Even the case where the complaint with me and Big Useless, right? You have to understand it have nothing to do with nothing on the podcast.
Yeah.
That shows that Luce Cannon didn't read the indictment yet, because he's still waiting to get transferred to LA County. Because Luce Cannon was in, like, it did say Luce Cannon, told a story on No Jumper about robbing somebody, bringing a person to Big U's house, Big U giving the person back a portion of what they robbed them for. So that's in the paperwork. And that aligns up with what they're accusing Luce Cannon of doing, and they're using that as critical evidence. So asking a question when this man clearly hasn't really tapped in yet to exactly what's going on, him giving an answer that's going to be put on record and potentially used in court against him, it's kind of like, hey, bruh. But I guess they're doing their job, though, right? They're doing their job as, I guess, journalists, but it's kind of hard to teeter the line between journalist and friend, right? For example, if you were just a journalist and somebody volunteered to come and do this, I feel like it's fair game. But if this is somebody you consider a friend, I feel like putting his best interest ahead of the clip, I think that would have been the right thing to do. So Wack 100 is watching this. Now, Wack 100 and Luce Cannon is very close. So Wack 100 is watching this, and Wack 100 is like, oh, hell nah. What did y'all just do? So Wack 100 called in to press them about essentially asking Luce Cannon things about an active investigation in a case that just started.
Yo, Wack live. We live on No Jumper. What's up, Wack?
Oh,
Bro, Rogan,
yeah.
I heard what he said.
What
He
I
tried
say?
to stop it.
What I say,
You
what?
Remo, no, you tried to stop it. You said it. You
Wait.
Remo, you don't know no better.
Wait, what up? Hey, what? What I say?
I point the finger at what I really do and I don't, but big folks, you was supposed to hang that phone up, bro.
I mean, Remo got the phone in his hand.
No, but big folks.
Remo got the phone in his hand, Wack.
Hold on, bro. Listen, it's me and you talking. Look, me and you, like really sitting in the car. The me and you, who we are. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This other shit, folks, bro. If it's a nigga you with and you understanding where it's at, and they not getting it,
I don't get
you should have hung that phone up, bro.
Mm.
Folks, me and you, look, all the other shit.
Nah, I hear you 1,000% what you said, but how I play it.
No, I get it. The phone wasn't in your hand, but at some point.
At some point, I was wondering how long Remo was gonna keep the conversation going.
Wait, yeah.
Hey, I get a text message
Because
saying that
Remo,
Luce
let
is
me
trying
tell
to.
But freedom niggas though, Wack. You know how it is.
We tell you where you went wrong, and I just realized
Free the Lokes.
something.
Wack is right. If this is somebody you love and rock with, you're supposed to protect them from themselves. Even if you know it's going to get a good clip, you don't go for the clip. You go for, making sure that person isn't harmed from that clip. Now, Wack would also say something that I believe is true, where he says, yo, from the explanation in the clip, Luce Cannon seems unaware that the feds is quoting him from No Jumper talking about the robbery that he's being charged with. And he believes that Remo should have done a better job at explaining that to Luce Cannon.
Because I've been asking, have your people read you what I sent them? And when
So,
he said
Luce.
what he said, hold on, Remo. You should have told him, Luce, word for word, verbatim, what was said here, they line up with a crime against victim one of what he said happened. You should have told him. Because now I'm thinking, because I sent the work days ago to his people to read through it. 107 pages. That way they familiar with what it is, so they can, because he don't got the complaint yet. He ain't seen it.
So Luce ain't.
Remo.
So you saying Luce ain't privy to what's going on, but he seen the
He
Tokyo
ain't
Tony
seen
video?
Just he ain't seen it like Big U didn't see it. That's why Big U was saying this is Wack at 600. Ain't no way he seen that.
When he right. When he right, man. I do think that this was one of the wildest things I think I've seen on a podcast this year. This freshly indicted on a federal RICO, calling into the podcast to talk about the federal RICO, and your friends allowing you to talk about the federal RICO and asking you questions about the no. This is one of the wildest things I think I've seen on a podcast in a while. But hopefully this doesn't affect Luce Cannon. Hopefully we learn from this, because I am a part of No Jumper. So, their fault is my fault, So, hopefully we bounce back from this, man. But yeah, this is terrible. This is horrible, okay? Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? Do y'all feel like No Jumper and Remo did something wrong? Do y'all feel like Luce Cannon, the onus is on him? He's a grown man. He can say it and make his own decisions, and it's not up to No Jumper or Remo to protect him. Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, okay? Yeah, somewhere here to find out Charleston White's brilliant reason why he believes the feds chose right now to arrest Brick Baby and Big U. Click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.